So look, I want to talk about this article from a Canadian buddy of mine, Chet Chisholm. He hits me up a lot. What a great guy. Thanks for this. This is really interesting. So Canadian COVID-19 clinical trial scrapped after China wouldn't ship the potential vaccine. China cut them off. They cut them off. Vaccine candidate not approved by Chinese customs to export to Canada, National Research Council says. A collaboration between Chinese company and a Halifax research team aiming to carry out Canada's first clinical trials of a potential COVID-19 vaccine has been abandoned amid rising tensions between the two countries. The partnership between the National Research Council of Canada and CanSino Biologics was announced by the federal government in May. A team at the Canadian Centre for Vaccinology at Dalhousie University was supposed to work with CanSino to run the first Canadian clinical trials for a possible COVID-19 vaccine. CanSino's vaccine, called AD5-nCoV, was already being run through human trials in China and has shown promising results. In May, Health Canada gave the go-ahead for Canadian trials to begin, and the hope was that clinical trials in Halifax could begin within weeks. But in late July, the Canadian press reported the Canadian-Chinese partnership was on the rocks, saying China had held up shipments the company was supposed to send to the Halifax researchers by the end of May. So this was months ago, actually, when this was happening. So this was posted today. So they've been on rocky, ground with China for a little while. And this goes on to get into the nitty-gritty about all that. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. It's the fact that a lot of our medicines come from China. And there's this whole thing they're like, don't listen to anyone who says 80% of our medicine comes from China. And it's like, that's actually not true. I've looked into it, and they're trying to discredit anyone that says anything about it. And it's like, it's not 80% of our medicines come from China. 80% of our imports come from China. But as far as our medicines go, I don't know where they all come from. But this is an interesting article from last year. It's from the New York Post. It says the hidden perils of drugs imported from China. And this goes into all sorts of stuff. President Trump's trying to bring manufacturing back. This is all the way from last year. Where is it? So they talk about how, here we go. The last 13 months, the FDA has announced more than 50 recalls of just one specific blood pressure medication, or one specific thing that they needed medicine for, which was blood pressure medications, because the active ingredient, valsartan, contained jet fuel contaminants, estimated to cause cancer in 1 of every 8,000 pill takers. Who supplies it? China. So this goes on. There's a blood thinner, killed 81 American patients in 2008, also from China. So, I mean, and there's plenty of different examples that you can go in there and look at the problems of them making it and giving it to us, and us going, okay, so this is the medicine that we were promised, and they don't test things the same way we do. I'm all about Trump bringing back pharmaceuticals back to the States. Actually, all manufacturing. I'm down. I want American-made products across the board. Let's do it. And he's actually doing it. So you and I actually discussed his agenda for the next 4 years, and that was on the list. Bringing pharmaceutical companies, making our pharmaceuticals here, not being reliant on other countries.
This also ties into the 3D printing of small molecules.
Good point.
Because when you are printing your own drugs on site, you know what's in them.
That's true. And you showed that in that article they were talking about this specifically talks about printing drugs.
Yeah.
Printing pharmaceutical drugs that we instead of just creating them and in a factory in China, we could just 3D print whatever we need here.
That blood thinner that tainted 80 people or whatever was made from the mucous membranes of pig intestines.
That's correct.
It's insane. Jet fuel in the medicine.
Okay. And not only that, it says here the heparin is made from the mucous membranes, and they slaughtered the pigs, often cooking them in unregulated family workspaces to begin the process. So it's like, we don't know how they do things over there.
Wow.
So one of my big, go ahead. What were you going to say?
So in regards to this China thing, do you think that they knew, they said it was good and they knew it was bad, so that's why they didn't send it to Canada?
Is that a trick question?
The answer is yes.
Come on.
That's what I think.
Of course they knew.
I was trying to get
Come
you to say
on.
it. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, do we trust the CCP?
Negative.
Do you trust the CCP? I don't.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Did you see the most recent
No, I don't.
Uyghur
Yes.
internment camps that are the size of Central Park?
I did. Wow.
Or of Manhattan or something crazy. I
Manhattan.
don't know. Maybe it was Central Park.
No, I did an episode the other day about that. They're going missing, and people don't know where they are. Family members are like, we don't know where a large chunk of our family is. They're just gone.
So this
They've been
is,
gone
if
for
you
years.
don't know, the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party, which is in control of China's government right now, is enslaving the Uyghur population, which is from Shenzhen in the northwest of China. They basically, what would you call it, annexed this country of Shenzhen, or this place, and then now they call it China, and they just, because they need the organs, because they're kosher organs, they don't eat meat, and they can sell them to like Saudi Arabians and whoever. I don't know too much, but this is like the crux of this human slavery that the Communist Chinese Party is conducting right now.
Yeah, it's worse than slavery. They're literally harvesting them. They're being used for parts to sell, and they're like, oh, you're less than human. I'm gonna chop you up and sell you. That's literally what's happening right now in China. So American made, baby. That's what we need. We need to bring factory works back to America, and so we know how things are being done, that they're being done properly, that there's fair wages, that the environmental protections that we have in place are being adhered to, because we don't know what China's doing. No one cares about that. They're all just, man, the environmental protections in America, Trump has rolled them back. And it's like, yeah, because we weren't manufacturing anything. So we have to roll back to at least start the process of making our own stuff, because no one cares when it's over in China. Dude, that pisses me off. When people don't care.
That's what, so.
Well, as long as it's not here, and it's like, no. We have one Earth. I don't care where the factory is on the planet. If it's pumping out CO2 and it's ruining the atmosphere, it's ruining it for everyone everywhere. So just because it's done in China, people are like, well, it's not here. I'm just going to use my phone and complain about America. It's like, man, these people need to be more aware of their environments, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So